Hi there, and welcome back to another Bob Blast. I'm Bob Burridge, and this one is all about sketching and painting everyday items. Coffee cups, that's an everyday item for me, by golly. Sketching every day, multiples, different colors, small ones all the way up to the larger ones. By sketching every day, it helps me to see. When I actually go to do the painting, I have this muscle memory. Right? So I was looking at a Richard Diebenkorn sketchbook. One of the things I noticed about him is that he sketched everything every day, from his coffee cups, his shoes, his toothbrushes, his paintbrushes, his hands, every day. And it got me going about coffee cups. I'm going to do a coffee cup. That's an everyday item. Certainly helped me here with these Starbucks coffee cups. They ended up on the tumblers of all the Starbucks. So exciting to walk into a Starbucks and see my paintings on all their coffee cups. Hey, let's get started, and I'm going to show you how I do a simple sketch. This is how I sketch everyday objects. Very simple. I have my black acrylic paint, my white acrylic paint, brush, a big bucket of water. And in this one, if you notice this coffee cup here, it's all about the circles and radiuses. That's what I'm about to do right now. So, there's your radius. That's the top lip. Coffee cups, straight sides, straight sides. Now here's something that's interesting. Whatever that radius is, it's the same radius. Same radius. I even exaggerated a little bit. There you are. Straight sides, straight sides. And the coffee itself, the liquid inside, it's going to be the same radius. Let's give it a handle here too. Right? Put the handle, there we go. Now, let's put some color in here. I'm going to remove this. Light's coming across here. I always like to show where the light's coming from. So let's put it in. This paper is just brown craft paper. So I already have my mid-tone down. I'm putting in my lightest lights. And the light, if it's shining on this side of the cup, it's also shining on the inside. Right? Let's get some dark in here now. There's the dark side. Remember, this is sketching. Darken the inside there too. I'm going to blend it a little bit in here. Remember, it's sketching, so we're not looking for accuracy. We're teaching ourselves how to see. There we go. Let's put some coffee in here. Keep it really wet. There we go. There we go. Real painterly, huh? What I'm doing is actually teaching myself how to look at objects. So when I go to paint a bigger one, I'll already have this muscle memory in my head. I paint everyday objects. Everyday objects. Oh, we got to get the shadow in here. There you go. Makes it a little bit more convincing. There we go. And I'm just playing around right now. There's your coffee. Let's put some smoke in there. There we go. Woo! Now, that's the sketch. Now what I would like to do is actually work on a larger one using acrylic paints. Let me get to work. So let's get started. I'm going to work on a bigger painting this time. All that sketching, muscle memory, I kind of remember lights and darks. But here's the painting behind me right now. It's about 36 inches by 36 inches, and I decided that I wanted to readdress it. It's always good to go back and keep working on a painting when you just didn't think it had enough punch. So that's what I'm doing. I have my paints out here on the table ready to go. These are my Holbein acrylic paints. I have my orange, my marigold, the yellow, the magenta, cobalt blue, a little bit of green, a whole lot of white, and a big brush. Always a big brush. I always like to say, whatever brush you have in your hand, put it down and get the next one bigger. You always get the small brush. Let's go. Lots of water on the brush. Always wet the brush first. That way the paint flows off the brush a little bit easier. So let's readdress this. The first thing I like to do is with a big brush, readdress the lip. There we go. With white paint. I have decided I don't like this handle either. I'm gonna make the handle a little bit different. There we go. Better. Coming down around like that. It's always fun to go back and redraw things. Give this more highlight in here. Punch this up a little bit. Remember, the light's coming across here, so it's going to be darker on this side. Give it more contrast here. More contrast. By the way, look where I'm holding the brush. The back end, not up around here. The whole idea here is to stay loose. So I'm cleaning it up a little bit. I'm also going to get this handle. I want the handle to be like this. Yeah. Oh, much better. Nice big handle. It was too small before, too anemic. That's a handle. A manly handle. All right. Let's kick up this color a little bit. And while I have that color on my brush, I'm going to put it everywhere. Down into here. Down in here. See? Whoa. Painting everywhere. It should be all over the place. Don't stay in one area, it's too long. You'll find you'll be tickling it to death. You don't want to tickle it. Put that paint in there. Make it exciting. More highlights. I'm constantly working lights and darks, back and forth. Looking for little surprises too. I tend to work everywhere. All over it. There we go. Whew. Starting to jump around a little bit, isn't it? Yeah. Whew. Man, nice. Down in here. Down in here. Whoa. Let's work up in here a little bit. Big brush. Big brush. Get some blue up in here. Lots of water. Lots of white. I'm looking for contrast here. Whoa, look at that. Now I can see the handle. Couldn't really see it before. There wasn't enough contrast. Looking through the handle. Much better. Get in, get out. Don't stay in one area too long. Add a magenta to this blue. Oh, more white. What a color. Oh boy, there's the color. Yeah, the blue and the dark green up here is just a little bit too dead. Give it some je ne sais quoi. Even more so. Even more so. Whoa. Short, choppy strokes. Let some of the other colors peek through. Wow. Yeah, I decided this was too dark. It's fun to change your mind, isn't it? Now I'm adding some green up in here just because I can. It makes no sense. Ask me if I'm having a great time. Oh yeah. Wow. As I said, I wanted to kick it up a bit. This is one way to do it. You don't want to tiptoe through this whole thing. You want to jump off and just start soaring. Woo. Back edge of the table here a little bit. All over. Let's get some of that color down in here. As if it were reflecting, right? Let's color up in here. Wow. Underneath here. Kick it in even more so. I'm going to give it a shadow. Right in here. More shadow. Dark shadow in here. There we go. Cleans it all up. And up in here. Make this even darker. Too much green. There we go. I like this table. It's punchy. So there you have it. Me readdressing an old coffee cup painting. You know, I love going back and readdressing some of my older paintings when I thought were done. Sitting on the wall for a while, and then I said, no, I need to go a little bit further. So that's just what I did right here, and I had a lot of fun doing this too. Always a bigger brush. Get your paints out, be ready to go, don't stop. The cadence of painting is very important. I don't stop in the middle of changing colors and do some busy work. I'm always focused on the painting. Hey, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this BobBlast. I love to paint for you guys, and I hope it helps you in your next time you're in the studio. See you at my next BobBlast. Hey painters, have you ever felt like you just needed to give yourself some time out and just go away and paint just for you? Hi, I'm Bob Burridge, and let me tell you about one of my most favorite places to go and paint in Mexico. I was writing it all down in my journal, and I was reading it back to myself, and I said, you know, this really reads pretty well. I'd much rather read it to you as opposed to trying to remember. But this is all about me going down and doing a painting workshop for two, count them, 2 one-weekers back to back in one of my most favorite places, 10 miles south of Puerto Vallarta, in our own casa, filled full of a bunch of artists, and the ocean is right there. Let me read you this script that I wrote. It's better than me trying to remember it, okay? Painting in this charming open-air casa studio, overlooking the authentic fishing village 10 miles south of Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. Imagine every day creating in the art studio right on the Pacific coast of Mexico. Ah, that ocean breeze is wonderful, right? Welcome to one of my most favorite times in Latin America, Casa de la Artistas. Come and paint with me, beginners and experienced. Abstract acrylic painting and collage workshops, 2 1 weeks. Boy, does this ever sound like an advertisement, right? Refresh your creative spirit. Immerse yourself in the Mexican culture while you stay and paint on the top floor of this casa and studio. We'll be painting a lot. This painting workshop emphasizes loose, expressive abstract techniques, creative tearing, collage pieces, and paint splashing at the Casa's magnificent open-air studio with sweeping views. Boy, do we ever have sweeping views of the ocean and quaint village of Boca de Tamatlan. This is my paintcation for me. I hope it's also a paintcation for you. Give yourself some time out and reserve your space now. I'll see you down there in Mexico. Hey, thanks for watching. Hi there, painters. Hey, have you ever wanted to meet Van Gogh and Vermeer? I do. Hey, I'm Bob Burridge, and welcome to my Holland riverboat cruise. I'm going to Holland. I cannot believe to do a workshop on a riverboat cruise. 9 days of a bliss and imagination, and accommodations are spectacular. You know, I did this one in Paris, all the way up to Normandy and coming right back down again. I didn't think I was going to like it. It was spectacular. I said, let's do this again, especially of the accommodation. The crew took care of us. The accommodations, the luxury, were just so well taken care of. The foods, as you can well imagine, the excursions, the entertainment. There's a lot going on those riverboat cruises, but look where we get to go. We get to go to Van Gogh Museum's Vermeer. We get to see all that history, incredible excursions through those castles, and we get to paint every day. And the meals, we actually hurry back to the lunches on the cruise ship. It's a small riverboat cruise just for the meals. Let me tell you, they take care of us. One of my favorite things, I'm looking forward to it, riverboat cruises. That's where it's all happening. Small accommodations, educational especially. So you're going to see a lot of museums, a lot of castles, and do a lot of painting time with me. I hope to see you there.